Oh, oh, jeez. Oh, sorry guys, I just slipped in the mess of season 3 of What If. Oh God, let's get straight into it. Now this will be a little different from our normal reviews. Since this is a TV show and there's only 8 episodes, I'm going to be talking about every single episode, breaking down what happens in each episode, my problems with them, what I liked with them, and this is probably going to be a longer video, so we'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll do more format like this. Now, consensually, of course, I'd like you to hit that like button and also that subscribe button while you're at it. Alright, let's get into it. Starting off with the actual concept of the series, What If? Based off of an amazing comic book series where in the vast field of the multiverse, anything can happen. So, different scenarios like if Wolverine killed the Hulk in their first encounter, if the zombie virus found a way into the Marvel universe. There's literally infinite possibilities of stories that you can make out of this concept. And the reason why this show is so interesting, and not in a good way, is because instead of choosing even interesting story points, they decide to do story points like if Happy Hogan got Hulk powers on Christmas, if Howard the Duck and Darcy had sex and laid an egg.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
There's too many episodes in this 3-season slugfest. Nearly every single episode has a boring, non-interesting concept, which is absolutely riddled with plot holes and inconsistencies. And I understand it's a what-if story, but still, from a story from Marvel, it should at least make sense. Okay, so now I wanted to go over each and every episode, starting with episode 1. What if the Mech Avengers fought the Hulk? Well, not really the Hulk, because it's a mutated version of the Hulk, and because Marvel doesn't want to ever show the Hulk for some reason. And if they do, it's for 2 seconds on screen. So this episode starts with a callback to Captain America 2, with the monument scene when Captain America and Falcon first meet when they're running around the monument. But this time, it's actually Bruce Banner and Falcon who meet. And in meeting, they end up bonding, and Bruce ends up going back with Falcon to his counseling lesson. And that was a plot point they absolutely forgot about in the second Captain America movie, but that's whatever the point. And so they're hanging out on a boat, and Bruce hulks out because he gets hit. There's a storm, and he gets hit by a pole. He hulks out and starts smashing the boat, and Falcon tries to calm him down. He jumps away, and he's like, I need to not be the Hulk because I was going to hurt my friends, even though it was not really clear in that scene, whatever. And in the dumbest decision of one of the smartest characters in the Marvel universe, Bruce Banner, he's like, I got exposed to gamma radiation and that made me the Hulk. How about I expose myself to more gamma radiation?
Of course! It's so simple. I'm not following you.
Like, what? You're smarter than this. You should know the consequences of adding gamma radiation to yourself. It never ends well. But now we're stuck with a monster version of the Hulk and a split out version of the Hulk. This scene was really weird and it didn't make too much sense, but they split apart in 2 different beings, I guess. I don't know if the second being was always inside of the Hulk and that was basically his anger being turned into a physical being, or what. I don't know. Don't ask me. But this new monster version of Hulk basically rampages throughout the world, and the Avengers have to come and fight them, and all the Avengers die. Off screen, of course. We don't get to see it, because that would be too much to animate. Showing the Avengers die, no, we can't show that. And conveniently, all the Avengers that are left are all the Avengers of Phase 4. What a coincidence. Anyway, the new Avengers are able to get the help of Bruce Banner, and he's able to upgrade all of their mech suits. I don't understand. I guess he's now a mechanical expert, as good as Tony Stark. And he can just make amazing mech suits. I mean, I know he was he helped in making the Hulkbuster suit, but he didn't help in the robotics of it, so what the hell, come on. And the New Avengers take their mech suit and they go and fight the different Hulks, and it's just a really ugly CGI animation battle. It's just ugly to look at. I don't know.
You think this is cool? Guys ain't cool. You're lame.
Lame?
Lame! You're nerds, geeks, creeps, and babies.
Really comparable to Megamind and the Doom Syndicate. Anyways, I'm getting besides the point. They end up fighting, and Bruce Banner comes in, and he has a gamma nuke, and he nukes himself and turns into Nuke Hulk Godzilla. It doesn't make any sense, I don't know, and he's able to control all the small ones, and then he goes off to his island, and that's the end of the episode. I'm gonna give it like a 6 out of 10. It was alright, it was just way too many plot conveniences for me. Coming up next, we have Agatha Goes to Hollywood. So Agatha is trying to suck up all the power of the celestial that's inside of the earth, so she needs a giant set to do a big ritual. And what does she need? A stage play from Howard Stark at Hollywood. And it needs to be a movie. Why? Because rituals. Magic. You don't need to explain it because it's magic.
Magic.
And then we're joined by the Celestial who was in movies a lot. I can't remember his name because that movie is very forgettable. Irisham, the big red Celestial, ends up catching a whiff of Agatha's plan and starts flying towards the planet of Earth, even though I thought he can teleport across space-time. So why is he flying? Literally in a straight line. Super slow too, so dude, you have infinite celestial power. Why can't you just teleport across? And so she's getting the spell ready, and she sucks up all the energy, and she becomes as big as a celestial. She's gigantic, as big as the freaking planet. She's glowing. She got stars glowing inside of her hair, and she looks like she's made out of the cosmos. It's pretty cool. She's literally saying, I have all this crazy celestial power. And Arishem shows up right behind her, and he's like, foolish mortal, you do not know what type of power you wield. And she's like, oh yeah? And she begins to beat him up with her fist while wielding celestial power. You can crush universes in the palm of your hand, and you're gonna punch?
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
What? You have the power of 2 super powerful celestials, and you're gonna... what were these screenwriters thinking? Oh my god. 3 out of 10. Next up, we have what if Red Guardian stopped the Winter Soldier from killing Tony Stark's parents? A little bit more interesting, I guess. Still, the way that Red Guardian is portrayed in this TV show and in the MCU is such a goddamn headache. He's one of the most annoying loudmouth characters.
Oh, you can't hear me, huh? Oh, the bully! You should dance with your enemies. It is like a great ballet of violence.
Like, dude, shut the hell up. No one cares. It seems like I'm really upset. It's because I am. I had to sit through 8 hours of this slog fest. I've said this slog fest 3 times now because that's what this is. It's a slog fest. It's horrible. Don't watch this. We're doing a review, so let's get back to it. I'm not gonna lie, the first part of this episode was so distracting just because of Red Guardian and his annoying accent and how he talks. I didn't even understand what was happening until they started the actual mission. In which point, Winter Soldier knocks out Tony Stark's dad's car and is about to kill them when Red Guardian shows up and stops him. For some reason, he's trying to stop him from killing him. But then later on in the episode, he brags to Winter Soldier about how many people he and Winter Soldier have killed. So why is he trying to stop them? It doesn't make any sense. And then a scene later, they start trying to fight and kill each other. And then the police show up, so they run away. And then they're just hanging out together. Like, were you just trying to shoot his head off? Like, dude, what? Nothing in this show makes any sense. And they start getting tracked down by Bill Foster, the Goliath from Ant-Man 2, if you remember him. They get away and they go to Las Vegas and they meet up with their connection, and then they kill him, jump out the window. That they start getting chased by Bill Foster again, who just ends up to be in Las Vegas for some reason. And then there's another big chase scene. It actually wasn't a bad scene until Winter Soldier knocks out Giant Man. Like, I know he has a little bit of super strength, but dude, how in the actual hell did he just knock out Goliath at full size? And he didn't even do anything to defend himself. He's just like, oh.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit. Fuck. Oh my.
And now we're on to the good episode. And by good, I mean absolutely horrible. And by horrible, I mean an abomination against humanity. And even mentioning its name should be punishable by public execution. Because it is an absolute insult to anyone who likes Marvel. We have What If Marcy and Howard the Duck had sex, laid an egg, and had a child.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
Come here. Let me talk to you. What sicko came up with this episode? Absolute pervert, freak, weirdo came out with this frickin' idea. Greenlit it, allowed it to be fucking made. What people animated it and didn't speak up about it and say, nah, this is wrong. We shouldn't be doing this. And I aired it. People actually aired it and said, And then I'm actually seeing people online allowing this stuff, saying it's good. This really gets me fucking worked up. But I don't understand when it got okay for our society to be okay with people having sex with animals. No. Those weirdos that like fucking dogs and animals to have sex with.
And I want to clear the air and say that, for the record, I am a zoophile.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
That's the sickos that came up with this episode. And I'm flabbergasted. What if Howard the Duck had sex with Darcy from Thor the Dark World? Seriously? What are we doing? What are we doing, bruh? When did this become acceptable? People online creating forums and entire communities of, yeah, I like having sex with animals.
I fuck dogs. Get over it.
What? What the fuck? No! You need to be thrown in a psych ward. You need to be thrown in jail. That is abuse. I feel like I'm going crazy. This episode is just as stupid as an idea as you think. Howard the Duck and Darcy have sex. They, not actually in the episode, but it's absolutely implied. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? They can barely show any blood in any episode, but they can show this weird shit? Nah, it's not for me. It's not for anyone, actually. Because no one likes this. I'm not even just talking about, the animation or whatever. I'm talking about the actual straight up idea of this show. Everything needs to be scrapped. All the writers need to be fired. Well, it's already over. It's already over. So there's no point. I'm skipping this one. Screw this episode. Fuck this show. Fuck this episode. We're moving on. In the 5th episode, we had What If the Reemergence Happened? And we have Riri Williams, this annoying-ass character no one likes or cares about. Fake-ass Iron Man is part of the Alliance or whatever. Very big cliche. The Earth is destroyed because the Celestial Tiamat, is that the one that was inside the planet? I don't know. He comes out and destroys the Earth, but for some reason there's still an atmosphere and people are able to breathe on small bits of rock on space, so I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but okay. Like, literally, the entire Earth is in crumbles and people are still able to live on it. Like, it's floating in space. There should be no air for anyone to breathe, but okay. Now, I will give a pass to this episode. This is the only episode that I really did sort of like. We finally, after 4 fucking years, get to see White Vision and what he's been up to. Well, at least in this universe. Being taken over by Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio, who's been prolonging his life trying to kill everyone in the Resistance as he's taken over the world and all of Stark's technology. So, pretty good episode. Except a whole lot of plot conveniences and character decisions that just don't make any sense whatsoever. In the very end of the episode, Riri Williams is getting attacked. She has the powers of White Vision at this point, and she's getting attacked by Mysterio. He's like taking her powers or her body or whatever. And the Watcher actually steps in because for once he's not a lazy ass and he helps her. Episode number 6 was What If 1857 or something. I think that's the time. I don't give a shit to look up the actual name because the writers don't care about these episodes, so why should I? In this episode, we find out Shang-Chi's sister was kidnapped by someone named The Hood, even though we never find out who it was. And he decides to team up with Kate Bishop. Yeah, Kate Bishop. Remember from the Hawkeye TV show? You guys saw that, right? Right?
Fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out of here. Stuff occurred my ass, nigga. Get the fuck out of here, man.
And so they're in the 1800s Western times, and for some reason they have crazy future Stark technology. Why can't we do anything semi-normal, like an actual Western episode with some superheroes? Like, we gotta have a random floating, levitating, anti-gravity train that's still sort of Western vibe, but not? Like, why? What are we doing? And then at the end of this episode, we find out that the Hood is actually just Shang-Chi's sister. So I don't know if the Hood was just a hood floating around, because it floated away at the very end, acting like it's going to go possess someone else. So was it just the Hood was just a hood? Episode 7 was What If the Watcher Disappeared? The Watcher get kidnapped by a whole bunch of bald bastards, and he breaks. He like gets slammed up against the wall like when you get beaten by your dad, and he literally breaks part of the reality in the wall, and it starts falling into a universe. Now this is the weird part. He crashes into the wall in a really random spot, right? He crashes into this random spot in the wall, and it breaks the glass, and it sends the shards flying backwards into that universe. We go into that universe, and we see that it's a completely random universe, right? It's infinite universe. We randomly come up to it, and we see that it's the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're fighting this big, weird tentacle monster. And of all people in the multiverse, everywhere that could have happened in the infinite possibilities, we of course get freaking Captain Carter. Not just any Captain Carter, the one that we've been following for all 3 goddamn seasons. Why? Because these fucking writers have a goddamn hard-on for Captain Carter. But we see Captain Carter, a Shuri from the season 2, and Birdie, this new character, grown-up version of the egg from the Darcy and Howard the Duck episode, bro. What? Who cares? This isn't even a comic book character. This character is made up for this episode. Why is he so... Why is she so important? I don't get it. She doesn't even do anything major in the episode. She helps build something, and that's it. What was that? Something that doesn't even work. Yeah, you're not even a good tinkerer. So you were supposed to be the master or prodigy of the universe, and you can't do anything. Your wings suck. You got a shitty ass haircut. It's not even the 80s anymore. Get that shit out of here.
Cause your looks ain't gonna get you paid. Cause you're not that cute. And your hair is uneven. You look dusty.
I'm an absolute hater. I hate this show. This show fucking sucks. Of course, I can't forget, we have everyone's favorite Storm with Thor's hammer. I don't get the hype over it. It's like, girl power, girls get it done. I'm not sexist, but why are we still doing this in 2025? Know that the all-girl team superhero stuff does not work. Madam Web. Need I say more? I have my own theory that someone who worked on Madam Web worked on this show. Because at the very end of the show, we get to see a whole bunch of different variations of very cool characters. A 6-armed Spider-Man, a samurai Ghost Rider, a Moon Knight version of fucking Vision, Weapon X Thanos, Maestro Sorcerer Supreme Hulk. We literally get to see Deadpool's bag of guns. I bet a lot of you missed that. Deadpool was in the end credits. And just like in Madam Web, they tease us at the very last 30-second, not even 30, like 13 seconds of the movie, we get to see all 3 of the girls in their fucking Spider-Man suits. Okay, why couldn't we see that for the rest of the movie? It's these idiots making baffling fucking decisions. Let me calm down. So they get these magical shards of the Dimension Universe, and they somehow figure that these things have to do with the Watcher. I don't know how, but they're just like, oh, it has to be the Watcher. So they try a whole bunch of different techniques to get to the actual room where you can see all the different universes. And they break 2 different shards, and they're down to their last one. They're having a whole bunch of brainstorming moments, what to do. They don't know what they're gonna do with their last one. And stupid ass freaking Peggy Carter, she goes to find Infinity Ultron to help somehow. Since he was able to get to there, I guess that it does kind of check out, so I'll let it pass. And at the end of the episode, the team finds out that Peggy left, and they go to find her, find Infinity Ultron, and they set out to go find Watcher. And then for the last episode, what if? They're just not even trying. They're just not even trying. So the Watcher's talking with one of the main Watcher, I guess. They're having a conversation about the first time they met, and it flashes back to right now, and they're disgracing him, saying he suck. They bring up freaking Captain Carter, and they're like, this is your biggest mistake. And they're saying for some reason she is one of the most important characters in the multiverse. I don't understand the obsession with Peggy Carter. She has her own TV show. She had a good legacy in the MCU. Come on now. She was Captain America's girlfriend. I mean, yeah, she did kind of get wrinkly and old in the first timeline, but then she got to actually live out her fantasy with Steve, so come on now. And she got to be a secret agent, so why did we need to make her even more badass? Come on now. I bet a lot of you forgot. She had her own TV show. It wasn't good. I watched it. I'm not proud, but I did. And then Infinity Ultron shows up while they're having an argument. They free Peggy and the Watcher, and he starts using his powers on the other Watchers while they're, being just standing there, I guess, just taking it. I mean, they're not really affected, but they're like, oh no, it hurts, but you're not being affected at all. So what? I don't know. That's another thing you'll notice about this show. Characters will take a whole implied damage, like they'll fall a whole bunch of feet from the air or something. They'll get shot, whatever. No blood, no bullet wounds, no bruises, nothing. They're completely fine. They just look like Play-Doh. Fucking hate this show. It's so ugly. The design is so disgusting.
Try the reflection test. Ugly.
And so they decide, since the Watchers can follow them wherever they go, they're not going to go in the universe, they're going to go in between the universe. Is that a thing that we've known you can do? No. But is it something you can just do right now for convenience? Absolutely. Don't question it. It's the multiverse. It's what if, okay? Anything can happen. You have questions? No. What if? What if? Remember, it's another universe. Anything can happen. It's just lazy. Lazy storytelling. And the Watchers kill in Ultron. They end up finding the Cole team. They destroy the ship that they're on, but they don't kill them. So why did you do that in the first place? You could have just, crushed the ship since you were hella big in your astral form. You could have just, crushed up to a ball, but I guess not. Well, obviously you could have since you destroyed the ship, but you just didn't kill them. So what the hell? And you got down on their level to kill them. So you could have easily just killed them in a big fireball right there. All in one glory. Boom. Instead, you let them defeat you. So why are you going to be upset at the very end? And yeah, so at the very end, they have this big Dragon Ball Z-like fight where no one's taking damage because everyone's as strong as each other. So they're all just punching and kicking and throwing and elbowing and kneeing each other, and no one's taking any damage. There's no black eyes. There's no bloody noses. There's nothing. People will be cosmically slammed into the ground, and they'll just be, all right, let's go. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's done. I'm glad it'll be never. It's so disappointing because this show has such a fucking potential. This show has such a fucking potential for goodness. And they're like, well, we could do that, but instead, let's have our own writers have our own agendas and our own fucking things that we want to do. Screw the fans. We understand that you guys want your own cool ideas about the episodes, but no, you're not gonna get that. I'm just gonna think of some right off the top of my head. What if Tony Stark was killed in Civil War by Captain America? What if Mysterio killed Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2? What if Hulk actually fought in the Battle of Wakanda? What if Loki killed Thor as a baby and took over? What if Quicksilver survived in Age of Ultron? Didn't see that coming. If Star-Lord was consumed by his father in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. What I mean, I'm not even trying. I just sat here for 2 minutes and thought of this. And all of these ideas were better than the majority of all these fucking episodes in every single season. Except for maybe 4 or 5. 5 or 6 episodes out of 3 seasons. All were fucking... How did we get here? How does this happen? Do you know? Do you know? Because I don't know. I don't get it. And I've been trying to understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Nicholas, do you know? This show is laughably bad. It's bad with a capital B. It's harder to describe because it's more of a disappointment than it's bad, I guess. Because, say, unlike something like Madam Web or Craven, where it's already doomed to fail from the start, What If had potential. What if anything different happened in the Marvel Universe? We could have had very interesting stories, but instead, we got these boring, lame, what if Howard the Duck and Darcy had a child? Who thought of that? Who allowed that? Who greenlit that? It's a Happy Hogan Christmas. What are we doing? It just goes to show that they don't care and they didn't know what the hell that they were doing. And that's why they ended it at season 3. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know at all. These writers definitely sniff paint in their free time, and it shows in their work. Anyways, guys, I want to stop talking about this abomination, and I just want to go take a shower, because I just feel filthy talking about it. I'm going to go. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good whatever. And have a good one.